starting a home-based business 32 years ago. I've seen so many people start a business and 6 months later or a year later, they're gone. You have to hang in there. Mm-hmm. It may be the first couple years are going to be slow and rough. You have to just stick with it and push through the rough times, because the good times will come if you hang in there.
Absolutely, I agree. I started my business a year before COVID, and so going through that, the growing pains of a business startup, that first year is just kind of terrible. It's scary. It's hard. You feel alone, and unfortunately, the chamber really wasn't what it is today when I started, and so I didn't have that support that I hope our businesses now that are getting. But it took that grit every single day of don't give up, don't give up. I know we're losing money. I know this is hard, but if you hang in there, there's a pot of gold, not not a real pot of gold, but you will be successful. You will find support. You will find a way that you give back to your community. Got to keep going.
Yeah, and I don't think we can actually emphasize that enough, that it's in the bad days, even being vulnerable with your tribe and saying like, hey, it's a bad day.
And I'm struggling this week or this month or this year, but and we can encourage each other.
Yeah, and I think that's so important that we have this group that comes together and is like, you can do it, because there are bad days. I've only owned my business for 2 years, and it's rough sometimes, and I think that the community has really helped so much.
It's that honesty piece that we can't walk around pretending like we've got it all figured out, and people might see that on the outside, but it's being vulnerable.
What I would say is two things, and it's consistent with that, is be consistent, be who you say you are, and stay within what you say you are. Like, Mandy, I know you've changed a couple of things, but you've always been health conscious, involved the community. So no matter what you end up doing, we know Mandy is health conscious and is involved in the community. And I think some people, they get a little bit nervous, so they try to change everything instead of just staying with what their beliefs are and being, true to themselves, authentic.
And in that same thing, I think a lot of people just give up when plan A didn't work.
Right.
And I think that's one lesson that I've learned, that it's actually okay to pivot. And at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you and your family. But just because the path A didn't work out doesn't mean you can't pivot and change a little bit, as long as you go back to being the authentic mission. What's my purpose? What's my goal here? How do I want to serve the community as a business owner?
Well, and I think that goes back to the chamber, in that people get to know you as a person, and that is so much more important than your title, because you may change. I mean, look at banking. People change in banking all the time, but people know them as a person, not as a bank. And when you get involved in the chamber and do the things that we do, you get to know someone personally.
The other thing that I'd like to bring out is that I think it's very, very important for a business to put your faith first, your family second, and then your business and career third. You've got to put your family before your business, or you will not survive. And your faith.
That's a good point.